Good evening. Welcome to the regular planning commission meeting, Grand Blanc Township, May 5th, 2022. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Planning Commission members present this evening, we have Ms. Hugo, Mr. Yancho, Ms. Coulter, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Gellings, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Hoffman, Mr. Bush, and our Planning and Zoning Administrator, Mr. Jeremy Smith. Next item would be approval of the agenda, of this evening's agenda. I understand that Giffords Webster is not here to go through the text amendments, is that?
Correct, sir. We will be pushing that off till June with another discussion like we did on the previous set, and then hopefully have another public hearing in July.
Okay, so we'll take that off the agenda. And then, I guess the other come up right after this. Motion to approve the agenda by anyone as revised?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Yancho, support by Mr. Johnson. All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 8-0. I should have mentioned earlier that Mr. Bandersky is absent this evening. Next would be approval of the minutes of April 7th. Mr. Bandersky, our secretary, is not here. Have you gotten confirmation whether he's had a chance to go through those?
I have not. I'm waiting for confirmation from Maria, but that may not come. So maybe by the end of the meeting, we can circle back.
Okay, we'll skip that for now. Next item on our agenda is an opportunity for a public comment to address the planning commission on anything that is not having a public hearing. Do we have a public hearing on anything this evening? Special land use
Special land use, yes.
would be the only thing. If you're here for the special land use, that'll come up shortly. If you'd like to address us on anything else, now would be the time. All right. So correspondence, anybody have any correspondence?
None.
Let's see. We took old business off our agenda, so we move on to new business. Special land use, Genesee Valley Vault. Who's making the presentation here? Is that you, Jeremy, or?
Have that
Yes, sir.
their consultant do a review first, or you want me to go first?
Whatever you like.
Do you want to make a small presentation and just kind of give an overview of what you're trying to accomplish?
Thank you for the opportunity. It's nice to be here with you. My name is David Hanut. I'm an architect with CHMP here in Grand Blanc. This project involves a pre-engineered metal building addition to an existing metal building out on Holly Road, just south of Baldwin Road. We're approximately doubling the size of the building. There's two buildings there on two commonly owned adjacent properties. The building to the south is the crematory, which we're adding to, and that's the basic reason for the addition is additional crematories, or they call them retorts, which are machines, just big ovens. We're approximately doubling the size of the building. We're modifying the site to the extent that the detention pond will have to be expanded, and the parking will be expanded to add parking in the front of the building and to provide a more desirable, receptive, welcoming type of entrance to the building.
So site plan C2 is what you're planning to do overall here. That shows both the existing and the proposed addition, correct?
Yes, let me get my print. Yes, C2 is the site plan that shows the dark shaded area on the building is the addition, and the dark shaded gray parking in front is added, and a small part of the asphalt at the rear entrance, which is the loading and unloading area, is also added. We're also improving the lighting at the front entrance, as well as providing additional landscaping to enhance the property.
So in looking at the landscape plan, the white spruce that are identified, are those all new?
Yes. Everything basically that's in green on that print, is yours in color?
Yes.
Yeah, the green is a new additional landscaping. And the new entrance is undercover, it's protected.
You're referring to the entrance on the building?
I'm part,
The entrance on the building?
I'm sorry.
The entrance on the building you're referring to? or the-
Yes, the entrance on the building, there's roofing, covering above the entrance.
Okay.
Do you have the building elevations there?
Yeah, we do. Looks like it's A4.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have that with me, but those essentially show there's some existing windows on the old building that are being taken out, and the new entrance is essentially the main focal point on the front of the building then.
Okay.
Anything else you wanted to add?
I think that pretty much covers the,
Mr. Smith, did you want to?
Yep, I'll give my special land use review at this time. This is for special land use number 22-003, address of 10510 North Holly Road. The applicant area is 2.62 acres, Genesee Valley Vault. Zoning is light industrial. Proposed project is at 10510 North Holly Road will be to construct an addition to an existing Genesee Valley Vault crematorium. The addition is proposed to accommodate an expansion of the crematory activities as well as manufacturing concrete burial vaults. Crematoriums are regulated as a special land use and require additional approval beyond site plan review. No specific site standards are required for crematoriums, but the following special land use general standards must be met. Letter A, special land use must be consistent with the goals and objectives of the future land use map as described by the master plan. This item has been met. Item B, the special land use will be consistent with the stated intent of the zoning district. This item has been met. Item C, the special land use will be designed, constructed, operated, and maintained to be compatible with and not significantly alter the existing or intended character of the general vicinity. In consideration with environmental impacts, views, aesthetics, and noise and vibration. We're requesting an updated report stating that the site, including the addition, conforms to EPA standards for crematoriums will be required. Once this item is received, then this item will be met. Item D, special land use can be served adequately by public facilities, and this item has been met. Planning and Zoning Department would support a recommendation for approval based on the following reasons. Number one, the requested expansion of the special land use is compatible with the surrounding land uses. And two, the requested special land use standards have been met except for item C. Item will need to be provided before final approval is given.
Can you repeat that last one again one time?
Item will need to be provided before final site plan approval will be given.
The item that you're referencing is in regard to the general special land use standards. I'm trying to follow where, on your letter.
So in item C, it says that it can't, the environmental impacts is what I'm worried about. Basically, I want a letter from the EPA saying that the standards for their smokestacks and any of their crematorium activities aren't going to be polluting the air to surrounding sites.
Just a question, who would normally prepare that report? Would it,
They would have to have an engineer prepare that report.
okay.
And there's no issue with the distance of the new parking lot from Holly Road as far as the setback goes, all that, that's
Correct.
correct? Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Smith?
That's all I have so far.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Yancho?
I just want to say that I live quite close to the existing building. They've been great neighbors. I mean, you hardly know they're there. Very little activity or traffic, if you will. I would recommend for the approval.
So the first item that we want to take action on is a special land use, right?
Well, we probably, do you want to, I mean, I know Mr. Hanute's the only one here. Do you want to
Yeah.
open and close the public
Yeah,
hearing?
we
and
will.
then-
Thank you for the reminder. All right. If there's anyone here that wants to address the planning commission regarding this item, speak up now. Not seeing anyone or hearing anyone, we will close the public hearing, bring it back up to the planning commission. Thank you.
So the only item that I'm requesting is an EPA study or a letter from the EPA stating that they're in compliance with crematorium standards is the only thing that I'm requesting.
So we want me to make a motion that we approve the special land use under review pending that proper EPA documentation is
We can
provided.
do it here, or we can do it under the site plan review as well. That, I've made that note also there as well, so if you just want to
Okay.
approve this one fully, I just want to make sure it was covered on both reports.
I'm good with that. Let's do it now, or if we want to do it together as a group.
Up to you guys.
You're making the motion. So
I made the motion as discussed by Mr. Zob.
is there support? I'll support. All right. Mr. Johnson, support. Any further discussion? Sorry, Mr. Bush?
I
Yes, sir.
just want to make sure the maker of the motion is okay with the reason for the approval is based on item one, the special land use is compatible with the surrounding areas, and also the caveat that it meets item C.
Yes,
I want that written in the description.
I want that written into the description, yep.
Thank you. And then supporter of that motion, I presume.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds great.
Thank you, Mr. Bush. Anyone else? All right. Motion, or not a motion, a vote is in order then. All those in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes 8-0. All right, site plan.
Start again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this is case number SPR 1108, 2.62 acres for Genesee Valley Vault, zoning light industrial. The site currently has an approved special land use and site plan from 2005. This will be their fourth revised special land use and site plan review from the original site plan review number 866. Parcel is zoned light industrial and is located on the west side of North Holly Road. The zoning to the north is industrial, east and west is also industrial, and to the south is Holly Township, but is residential. Applicant intends to expand the current use of the crematorium. The site plan indicates an addition of square feet. The addition will include 7 retort furnaces, a family chapel, and office space. The I-1 district allows for crematoriums as a special land use. The dimensional standards of front yard setback is 40, and it's 80, provided is 80 and 115 and is compliant. Rear is required 20, 127 provided, and that's compliant. Interior side yard 20, provided 24 on the north side, compliant. Maximum building of height required maximum 40, provided is 18, and that's in compliance. Parking setbacks, the front is required 20 feet and provided is 32 and 98, which is compliant. Rear yard is 20, provided 74 is compliant. Adjacent to residential district is not applicable. Elsewhere is 20 feet. 0 feet on the north side with a shared driveway on the north side. If you see the plans, they have a shared driveway, so that is not applicable as well. Item 6, all parking lots shall have 10-foot parking setbacks when abutting a non-residential district. No parking landscape buffering is required for 2 light industrial abutting parcels. The standard is met. Item 7, parking. The ordinance requires 2 spaces per 1,000 square foot of gross floor area or 1.2 spaces per employee at peak shift, plus spaces required for any sales office. The applicant has provided 33 regular spaces and 2 barrier-free spaces where 25 and 2 barrier-free are required. We are asking that they do provide the number for the employees on the peak shift, because it says whatever is larger. We're assuming that there aren't that many employees at this location, so we feel that this standard is met, but we still will want to see the number of employees on the peak shift. Item 8, exterior lighting. The planning commission requires a submission of a scaled photometric plan. The photometric plan will need to be revised, updated before final approval to show that 0.0 foot candles at all property lines. It did provide a photometric plan, but did not continue that foot candles all the way out to the property line. Item 9, fencing. No fencing is required due to the neighborhood properties being zoned light industrial. Item 10 is landscaping. Light industrial uses abutting and another light industrial use requires 1 canopy tree per 30 lineal foot of frontage. 10 trees are required and 10 are provided along the Holly Road frontage and to screen the expanded detention pond. The frontage on Ray Road is already heavily wooded. No additional trees are required. The standard is met. The Planning and Zoning Department would support a recommendation for preliminary approval with the understanding that the following items need to be rectified before final approval. Please provide sealed plans.
These plans here seem to be sealed. I don't know if every sheet is, but at least
Okay.
but yeah, no, that's good. Leave that on there. 'Cause
And
I
that's,
don't
and
think
that's
all
fine.
this is there.
I must have missed that, so I
No,
apologize.
there's only seal on the, actually, it looks like it's a survey plan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The photometric needs to reflect 0.0 foot candles at the property lines. Provide EPA letter stating that the addition conforms to all required crematorium guidelines. Provide parking calculations and provide the number of employees at peak shift. Mr. Bush just indicated that on page 5, the building and parking coverage percentage is already provided, so that won't be required. Yep, so building and parking is already there, so we can remove that one as well.
So I presume you're looking for a preliminary site plan approval from the planning commission and final, you can confirm that these items are addressed that are.
Whatever is the board's wishes, we can do the final at a site plan review committee meeting, or I can handle that administratively, whatever you feel is acceptable.
Pretty straightforward list. Okay. Mr. Smith, checking them off the list. Concur. Do you have a question, Mr. Bush?
Comment. I also went through the entire checklist and looking at the site plan, and I guess my comment, one is just to kind of get on Jeremy a little bit. I noticed one of the first items is an application we need, and I didn't see an application for site plan. I assume that it's there, we just didn't get it. So that was just a little fun on Jeremy.
We do have one. For both site plan review and for site plan review.
I'm not on the site plan
Special land
committee,
use.
but I'm very comfortable. This is very thorough. The only thing I could find was current zoning of the property across the street was the only thing I couldn't find on all the checklists, so very good job. First page again.
Okay. Any other comments from planning commission members? Someone care to, well, let's see. Mr. Bush?
I will make a motion to approve preliminary approved site plan review 1108 for Genesee Valley Vault, with the understanding that the items listed in Jeremy's letter are provided for, minus the parking calculations and the building coverage calculations, which are provided already.
We have a motion by Mr. Bush. Is there support for that motion?
Support.
I saw,
My quiet little hand.
I
Sorry.
saw Ms. Hugo hand go up fast.
Sorry.
All right, motion by Mr. Bush, support by Ms. Hugo. Any other discussion? Not, votes in order. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes 8-0. And then I think we're all good with
Yep. I can
going to
handle-
you to take care of that.
Yep. Would you like a report,
No.
an upcoming meeting to say that everything has been brought to compliance?
I would say just that, when we get to the end of the evening, whenever it's appropriate, not today, but after that has occurred, you just kind of let us know that it came through, we give them final. That's all we need. You're all set? Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll be in touch. Yep.
Next item on our agenda is committee reports. Ms. Hugo, do we have anything?
I have nothing to report.
Nothing?
Nothing.
No meetings? Site plan review, I'll jump to that since these aren't listed in any order. We had a site plan review, initial site plan for Grand Summit, Grand Blanc Road, just a little bit east of Fenton. Proposed, I think they're two-story apartment buildings.
2 to 3 story.
Yeah. We went through, performed the initial site plan. They're anxious to come back quickly and get going construction. They're trying to get at least the first phase completed by December. So that's the only thing I think we've seen, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Previous one would have been before the last meeting.
Yep. We're gonna have a run of probably 3 or 4 final site plan review meetings that we'll have to have in the next few months. A lot of the things that have been approved over the last 6, 8 months are gonna be coming to fruition, and they'll need final approvals.
Okay, good. ZBA, we have anything?
Nothing to report from the ZBA.
We do have a ZBA meeting coming up on the 24th. We are looking to the complex where there's the Wild Bill's Tobacco Detroit Wing Company, and I'm trying to think of what the other, it's on Saginaw Road, Saginaw Street.
Peter Way.
Feet away, yep. That building, they're having some parking lot issues.
Yes, they are.
They had some issues from the beginning, so we're hoping to rectify that with adding some additional parking spaces, but they're gonna need setback, parking lot setback.
Number of,
They want to add, I believe it's 8, don't quote me on that, but it's either 8 or 10 parking spaces in the very back. And then they're also going to be adding a fence to, there was a complaint from the owner behind them on the residential lot that there's a lot of light shed into there from the traffic in that parking lot. So part of their approval process was to add a fence to screen.
so the variance is what, to exceed the number of parking spaces?
These parking lot setback.
Oh, okay.
No, that site should have never been approved.
Parking lot aisle between the spots is way too narrow as well. You try to back out of that parking spot and you gotta,
Yep. That, there was, yeah.
And that's probably something we should have caught.
we should have caught, yep.
Well,
How
I think
long ago was that?
that was fairly new when I got here over a year ago, so that was, it's been less than 2 years, I believe it's been approved. So we're trying to rectify some things over there to make that site more appealing.
Wasn't me.
That might have been a COVID, that might have been a COVID meeting.
Well, thank you for bringing us up on that and look forward to hearing about that.
Yep.
Anything else, Jeremy, you got from a planning and zoning standpoint?
The next meeting will be June 2nd. We will be having more discussion. Giffords will be here June 2nd. We'll have kind of a workshop meeting like we did a few months ago, discussing text amendments, and then hopefully have a July public hearing for those. I'm trying to get this wrapped up, and a lot of the stuff coming forward now is going to be a lot of piddly things that takes things out of the building department and puts it in my department, or just a lot of cleanup stuff is basically what it's going to boil down to. So no more controversial items.
Mr. Hoffman, you have something?
I think
Appropriate, the parking for the motorhomes, how was that received, or how was that, have we moved forward with that?
We have,
Yep.
actually. It passed. I'm sorry,
No, no worries.
I'm actually really excited about it because I have a camper. So it's normally stored in our garage, but yes, it was unanimous. It passed.
Is there
We had
a lot
one,
of public at the,
we only had one resident that had concerns with it.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
Very good, good question.
Yep, so basically what it boils down to is, well, you guys know, 48 hours, or you have from April 1st to November 1st to park in your driveway, not grass, not front yard. And then after that, you have 48 hours to move it out of your driveway and put it in the side yard or backyard like it was stated before. Or if you can't meet those two standards, then you have to store it off-site.
Anybody have anything else for today? Thinking of motions in order by someone.
So moved.
support.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Hoffman, support
No voice.
by Ms. Hugo. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, we are adjourned. Thank you.
So did I miss?
It's a nice day outside. Can't wait.
now they're going to be there all summer.